Ladies and gentlemen, all members of the Couch family, welcome to the Fantasy Playoffs. These are my top waiver wire ads at every single position, ranked extensively, exhaustively for Week 15. There are no more bye weeks this season, so let's jump right into the quarterbacks to add. Now, I know there's not going to be a ton of players that you're going to add for your team when we're looking at most situations, but there are a lot of guys that are going to need a quarterback, definitely a running back, so on and so forth. So I did want to make an exhaustive list. Also, there's a lot of news going on, a lot of people in specialty leagues. You get the deal. I wanted to make a video that fits everybody's needs. Jake Browning is looking real good, so I do like him as a guy you can actually start. Actually, Joe Flacco needs to be ranked a little bit lower. I don't quite trust him as much, so I'm going to rank him right around there. I think he's really good, but maybe not quite as much upside. Matthew Stafford, he's a great quarterback going against Washington. They don't have much of a defense. Rams love to throw the ball, and they have a pretty good offense. Now, Bailey Zappi, kind of controversial having me rank him that high. So that's going to be the most risky one I have ranked at the top. Gardner Minshew, you guys know him. He's decent, a little bit risky. We got Joe Flacco going against the Bears. Will Levis, pretty risky. Desmond Ridder, I do like him for the rushing yards. And then in deeper leagues, we have Derek Carr. Drew Lock, if Geno Smith misses another week. My guesstimation, Geno Smith will miss just one more week. Again, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking. Mitch Trubisky should start again for the Steelers. And we got Zach Wilson in Miami, who's actually not really that good because of the weather. Maybe want to rank him lower, actually. I actually might rank Zach Wilson lower than Tommy DeVito. Tyrod Taylor is coming back from his injury, but Tommy DeVito is going to start. It's pretty clear this team got a few W's this season, and all those W's have came basically when Tommy DeVito's been the quarterback. So it should be pretty obvious who's going to start. And yeah, I think I would rank him ahead of Zach Wilson. News for the Vikings quarterback situation. Joshua Dobbs is not going to start anymore. It is going to be Nick Mullins starting at quarterback for the Vikings. And then we have Aiden O'Connell, who doesn't have much upside. Low-scoring game more than likely. With no Justin Herbert, it's not going to be a big shootout. And yes, Justin Herbert, surgery on his right hand. We already knew his left hand was a little bit banged up, but he is done for the year. Therefore, by default, Easton Stick becomes the starting quarterback for the Chargers. What a big disappointing season for the Chargers. A lot of disappointments in fantasy as well. A lot of people picked up Joshua Palmer. A lot of people drafted Quentin Johnston. Eckler's been fairly disappointing this year, and he also got injured. So lots of disappointments across the board for the Chargers. And of course, in real life, they're looking to almost surely miss playoffs. For running backs, the number one waiver wire ad this week, regardless of position, is going to be Ty Chandler because Alexander Mattison is hurt, might not play. Ty Chandler, an incredible pickup, a must pickup at this point in the season. What are you doing? Like, who are we adding? It's week 15. The season's almost over. You got no choice but to pick up Ty Chandler in case he is going to play. At least block your opponent from getting him. If you can't get him, look for Chase Brown, who's not getting too many opportunities, but making the most of the opportunities he's given, having explosive plays. Kareem Hunt going against the Bears. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the starting running back for the Chiefs if Pacheco misses more time. I do expect Pacheco to miss at least one more week. And Jerick McKinnon's in that same boat. Jerick McKinnon a little bit better maybe in PPR leagues. Now, if you just look at the fantasy points, you're like, oh, Jerick McKinnon, he outscored Clyde Edwards-Helaire by a little bit. He got double-digit points. CEH did not. But when you look just a little bit further, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a lot more opportunities. He's more of the quote-unquote workhorse. I know a little bit exaggeration there with my words, but you get it. Jerick McKinnon still has that same role, not really getting too many touches, getting some receptions, but he is pretty talented. Still, I would prefer Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Jerick McKinnon in any format. Always. Now, it's going to get really close if it is full PPR. Not a huge difference, but I still prefer Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Moving on, got Dante Foreman of the Bears, and for the Raiders, Josh Jacobs, I think there's a small chance he doesn't play this week. I believe this is a Thursday night football game, so that gives him a much less time to even get ready. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. Like I was saying, low-scoring game, this Chargers-Raiders game. If he can't go, Amir Abdullah would likely be the running back you want to add, followed by Zamir White after that. Amir Abdullah probably even better than Zamir White in PPR. Moving on, we got Rico Dowell, Miles Sanders, Dalvin Cook, Joshua Kelly, Jaleel McLaughlin, and Samaje Perine. Samaje Perine, not worth an ad unless you are in a deep PPR league. If it's not deep and it's not PPR, he's not worth an ad at all. And at number 13, we have Dearness Johnson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For wide receivers, seems like I put Demario Douglas at the top every single week, but he just keeps missing games. I don't know, maybe they're tanking. Maybe they're purposely keeping him out. I don't know. That's just a silly conspiracy. Maybe none of that's true. Pure speculation. But he does have a concussion. He's missed several weeks. If he does come back this week, I would definitely love to start him. Texans just recently had a ton of bad luck. In the span of 2 weeks, we have a CJ Stroud concussion. We got Tank Dell being out for the season. We got Nico Collins banged up. I think Will Anderson also got hurt. Probably something else happened too. Yeah, Dalton Schultz has missed time. It just all happened, and it's all happened within 2 weeks. It's been bad. So just by default, I guess Noah Brown is the top wide receiver. And you could, if you're in a deep league, you can really add any random Texans wide receiver because their top 2 guys are hurt. Not sure if Nico Collins is going to play. There's a good chance he misses this week. Tank Dell's definitely not playing. I think Dalton Schultz will be back. Anyway, those are the top 2 guys, Nico and Tank Dell, and both are hurt. Number 3, we got Curtis Samuel. 4, Odell Beckham. Then we got Zay Jones, Jonathan Mingo. He's getting some targets, although it's not really good targets. He is getting targets, while Adam Thielen's getting less targets than he was the first half of the season. We got Elijah Moore, Juju Smith-Schuster going against his old team in a revenge game. Wan'Dale Robinson did well this past week. Rashid Shaheed's making it on this list every week, but he's been injured. I believe it's a thigh injury, and he's missed multiple games. Don't know when he's coming back. I imagine soon, though. And at 11, we got Khalil Shakir. And at 12, we got Joshua Palmer, who I'd be at least a little bit excited to have him if Justin Herbert was the quarterback. But I don't think Easton Stick's really that good, unfortunately. For tight ends, it's not really, these rankings aren't really that awesome. I think it's really close between this top 8. I really do. I really don't think there's much of a difference between Logan Thomas and Tyler Conklin. I just have Tyler Conklin ranked low because I feel like he has a decent floor and a terrible ceiling. He'll never go off. I feel like this guy's going to get you 6 to 11 points. And that's it. Like, he won't get you under 6, and he won't get 12. He might get like 11.4 or something, but he won't get 12. So he's going to be right there. Logan Thomas, on the other hand, we've seen him put up elite numbers. Some weeks disappear. Some weeks he can put up 20 points. Sam Howell is slinging it, leading the league in passing, or just about leading the league in passing. I don't know what's going to happen with all these injuries. pretty sure that might change, or we'll see what Dak's doing over there in Dallas. We'll see what Sam Howell does this week. He can be the leading passer, but anyway, Sam Howell's looking good. We don't know who he throws it to, though, every week. Probably not Dotson and McLaurin. Everybody else, though, he'll throw it to. Hunter Henry's having a little bit of resurgence. First couple weeks, great. Then he sucked for 10 games, and now he's back to being great again. Go figure. Chick Okonkwo, Tanner Hudson. Now, Tanner Hudson's a legit tight end. I feel like he's really good. He can even be number 1 on this list. I seriously do mean that. I think he's awesome. Tucker Kraft, Cade Otton, Pat Freiermuth, and then we got Tyler Conklin to kind of round out that tier 1. And in deeper leagues, we have Jonnu Smith, Michael Mayer, Brevin Jordan. That's it for tight ends. For defenses, do we have any like elite? I guess these top 2 are elite. Chiefs and Saints. I love these. Raiders are going to be pretty good with Justin Herbert out. Falcons D, low scoring game. That should just be, should be a very safe defense to start. They won't score a lot of points going against the Panthers. We got the Colts D, Bengals D going against Nick Mullins. Keep tabs on Justin Jefferson as well. That's going to really affect how the defense plays the Vikings. Ravens D, not a good matchup, but they're just good. They are an elite defense, so you can kind of start them any given week, and hopefully they get you fantasy points. Last week, they didn't do that well, but then they got that kickoff return for a touchdown. Boom, 6 points. Like that's the Ravens D. They're freaking awesome. They're gonna be top 3. Like that's just the way it goes. They're great. Vikings D is sneakily very awesome as well. They seem to have a good week every week. Regardless, they're putting up fantasy points. And we got the Titans D going against the Texans. Like this, everything lines up for this to be good if CJ Stroud is out. Like if CJ Stroud is out, Nico Collins is out, like what a mess. But Titans D, unlike the Ravens D, is a defense that I just don't trust. They have some good players. I just don't trust them. Therefore, they're ranked low. Eagles D is number 10. Like they were viewed as an elite defense in the beginning of the season, but that's long gone. They're not even top 20 anymore. As in, they suck. So they're ranked a lot lower. Then we got the Texans D going against the Titans. Packers D going against the Bucks. Bucks usually don't score a lot of points. Now, I know that was a lot of quantity, not a lot of quality. I just wanted to urge that there are some super elite defenses this week. Dolphins D, Browns D, Niners D. I think I actually put the Saints D in there so we can get rid of that. But a lot of these defenses are already rostered, but hey, if you can get them or you have them, that's good. So there are about 5 elite defenses this week. You can maybe even count the Raiders. A little risky, but they're probably an elite defense this week. So you got about 5-6 super elite defenses. That should be good enough, and you have some flyers. We can make it through with defenses this week for sure. And I already know a lot of people watching this video have added a defense weeks in advance preparing for week 15, 16, and 17. For kickers, we have some really good options. I like the top 5 to 7. Yeah, I really do right here. Try to get one of these kickers here. Harrison Butker, love him going against the Patriots. Jake Moody, look, he might get dropped. He's been, what is he? Man, I don't know the exact stat. Is he 14 of 14 extra points or 16? I think it's 16 of 16 extra points and a field goal. So you can't help it. The man the past 3 weeks has made just 1 field goal. That's not on him. It's just not that's not something we predict when we're projecting kickers. You can't do anything about that. If a guy makes 6 of his 6 attempts, that's what you want. That's a great sign. It's just, it sucks the Niners just finish off every drive or make a big play and score only touchdowns. That won't happen all the time. It's unsustainable. and you can't really predict it. What I can predict, though, is the Niners offense to be on fire, the Niners D to play very well against the Cardinals, and this is going to be, at least on the sports books, it's the biggest spread by far. So Jake Moody, he's going to get a lot of opportunities. Look, if it's all extra points, so be it. And he's also been making everything since the bye week. So I love Jake Moody. It's going to be in a dome. I mean, could be the best kicker this week, as long as some of those there aren't extra points in their field goal attempts. Regardless, I love it. Very, very high floor. He's got the highest floor this week. And number 3, we got Jason Sanders. So Jason Sanders he was ranked higher. I had him number 2, I think. Number 2 or number 1. But the weather could be a concern. Maybe it's not that bad, but I'm lowering it just a tad. If you have Jason Sanders, I'd still feel comfortable starting him. I just moved him down a couple spots is all. At number 4, we got Dustin Hopkins. Weather probably won't be too bad there in Cleveland. Good matchup. I like him. I am definitely giving you my blessing to start him. Tyler Bass, he had some up and down weeks. He's had a lot of misses a few weeks ago. I think that's over. I'm hoping that's over. Against the Cowboys, though, there's going to be a lot of scoring. I don't know how many rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns, funky touchdowns, extra points, field goals. It'll be all of the above. There's going to be a lot of action in that game. It's going to be a big game. Both teams are going to be playing hard. The Bills really want to secure a playoff spot, so they're going to go hard. It's going to be a pretty premier game. These are both like top 5, top 6 teams for sure in the entire league. We got Younghoe Koo, who hasn't made it to any of my recent videos. You notice that? And he hasn't been doing well. So let the noobs pick him up and start him. Now they're going to drop him, and we're going to swoop in and get Younghoe Koo as a free agent. Going against the Panthers, good matchup. I absolutely love Younghoe Koo this week. Now, he hasn't been that great this year, and that's why I'm not ranking him super high. Jake Elliott, pretty much always a good starter. I trust him against the Seahawks. I think the weather there is not bad, not great either. Remember, I don't overreact to weather, but the Miami weather could be pretty bad. Extreme winds and I think thunderstorms or something could happen. So just keep an eye on that. If you can't get any of those top 7 guys, go get Evan McPherson, Jason Myers, Daniel Carlson, Kami Fairbairn, who is back. Texans released Matt Amendola. Kami Fairbairn is back. Because it's his first game, I'm ranking him a couple spots lower. Do we have any other kickers? Yes, one more is the Rams kicker. I'm not too familiar with this guy. He kind of sucks this year, but this is a great matchup. Like, both these teams should be able to move the ball. Lots of scoring. Kind of like a poor man's version of that Bills-Cowboys game, a less watched version. But both offenses should be able to move the ball. Lucas Havrasik, whoever his name is, he performed well last week, so he's got a hold on the job, at least for now. I think the Rams signed former Packers kicker Mason Crosby to the practice squad, but I think they just released him. So this guy's the kicker for the Rams for the time being. Who would actually pick him up? If you're in a super duper deep league, and that's who would pick him up. All right, guys, if I missed any waiver wire names, leave a comment. Tell me which players I missed. If you have any questions, drop a comment. Read every single comment. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you do subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit a thumbs up. Subscribe to our second YouTube channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. Thank you guys so much. Good luck this week. Let's win a couple playoff games, and let's win the ship. Peace out.